grassroots. Cars are very simple and they're easy to work on, so that translates to not a big running budget, and anyone that can turn up on a Saturday night's got a chance of winning the race. The engine's probably the exciting part, so it's basically based on a Chevrolet engine, small block Chevrolet, but it's custom built aluminium block, 410 cubic inch, so it's massive. Really no restrictions, but good reliable motor will last you, for me, about 30 races before it needs a rebuild, and the cost of a new one of them is probably about $55,000, and it'll last you 4 or 5 seasons with a sort of $10,000 to $12,000 freshen up. Horsepower wise, this you've got over 900, and depends on whose dyno it is. Some are saying 1,000, same with V8 supercars, they're over 600, some guys are claiming high 6s. So around about 300 more horsepower and basically half the weight. With the tyres, you're about $250 for front tyres and $300 to $350 for a rear. Generally, front tyres, they'll stay on the car for, in my case, probably half the season. And we'll have a selection of left rear tyres which we use to change stagger with throughout the night, and probably go through 1.5 to 2 rear tyres depending on the track every time we race. The stagger, you don't have a differential, so what you're trying to do is, as the car rolls the corner, obviously the outside wheel's got to travel greater distance than the inside wheel. So basically what you're doing is making the circumference of the inside wheel smaller than the circumference of the outside wheel. So the more stagger you have, the more sharply the car will turn. Brakes on the rear axle. So the rear axle's same as a V8 supercar. It doesn't have a differential. It's a spool. Both wheels turn at the same time. And then you can run basically a brake on the left front as well, not on the right front, and that's to help pull the car into the corners. Any sort of damage to the front wing, you'll notice a lot you can't keep the front tyres on the ground, and the one on the top's just like a big rudder. So those big boards, and as soon as you show the car the corner and it catches a bit of wind, it'll just bring the car into the corner. The first thing, you got torsion bar suspension, so it doesn't have a conventional coil spring, it has a torsion bar, and then you can wind that up, wind your ride heights up and down with a block. At a track like where we run out here, we might run 1,025 pound bar on the right rear, 1,000 in the left rear, then a pair of 900s across the front. There's not a lot in there. You got a lever to stick it into gear. You got a water temp gauge, oil temp gauge, and an ignition switch, and that's about it. It's been a formula that's been around, and they haven't messed with the rules for nearly 60 years. Like, these things originated from Model T Fords that guys are racing on horse racing tracks, and they just let it evolve. I think if you tried to change it, you just add more costs. It's different. If you've got a road racing background and you go out in the car in the first time and you want to take the corner, you need to slow down. In one of these, you need to speed up. So there's probably one guy I've seen just get in one and go work it out straight away, and that was Shane Van Gisbergen. He sort of looked at it and went, oh, it's just like a jet ski. You get off the throttle, it won't turn. And away he went.